Hi, speaking is Ruth Kenner from Get Quilts Done. Today I want to do a review on my Tailor-made cutting table. I've had it for over a year, so I pretty much know that I like it, and I want to explain a few things and why I decided to spend more money instead of hacking something from a different company or buying. There was one company that actually made a table for much cheaper, but it didn't do a lot of anything that this table does. And if I would have hacked it, and I have plenty of hacks from IKEA, I'm a big fan of using things for other purposes in my studio, but for this, it was worth putting out the money, at least I thought it was at the time, and I'm glad that I did, because it has a lot of features that would have been hard for me to incorporate in a different system. So let's get started. This is the Tailor-made. It is a height that is right for me. I believe there's a smaller one available. I'm 5'4", so if you're shorter than that, you might want a smaller one. And of course, you have less cabinet space. So this is it in its down position. I usually do art quilts, so this would be the position I have. This is for cutting, and this is for ironing. And the reason why it's been up for the last year is because basically I've been finishing off bigger quilts. And I can't wait to go back to doing a few smaller quilts. And that was the big deal about this. I wanted something that can fold up. I like sewing in the same room as my family, and now just me and my husband, we use for watching television. I've tried sewing in other places, but I seem to like to be in this area. So I like the way that it folds up, and also I don't like to take up more space than it needs to. I do have plans for expanding and changing my furniture around, but this is basically going to stay with me. So let's get started on what I really like about it. First off, the fact is that it's on wheels, and you can see the wheels here. And if you zero in on these wheels right here, you can see that if I'm cutting or doing something, I can just lock them, and I can go around and lock them all. And that's really important. And but what's also important is that they're really easy to lock and unlock. And that's a really important thing, so I don't have to bend down. And it's completely usable. So we'll start with the storage. When it's in down position, it still has its wonderful storage. And that's a really big important point, that I don't have to open it up to get more storage if I'm doing it. Here we have 2 drawers. And this is mostly for my handwork and things, plans, a few other things are in there, but mostly for that and for sewing, regular things like clothes. And then we have here, these drawers come up and down. You can see I have my spare irons, and I have some glues, a box of glues, and usually my things for the camera that we're using, the accessories for the iPhone that I use are in there. So right now they're in use, of course. So, and that's really a good point. Then, and usually I walk around, I don't turn it, but for the ease of filming it and demonstrating how easy it is to turn around when it's not locked. Here we go. We have, these are really wonderful. It comes with 6, and each one, I usually keep, this is my red, white, and blue quilt that I'm doing. For a sampler quilt that I'm doing, but I usually put in things that I'm using really right now versus my bigger storage that I have in another place. So this is really easy to use. So the other thing, and I'm going to show you, is, and usually I would use it with this or with one of these leaves up. And again, I only have to stoop. That's all I have to do. I don't have to bend down. It clicks in, and you can hear the click. See how it clicks in? You can hear it. And this is my favorite position, usually, but like I said, I don't have that going on right now. And I just stick on my bigger one, and I have a bigger mat when I open up the other side. And the same thing, the other side is the same rules. I just click it, And then of course I take the wheels when I'm cutting, and I lock them because I don't want to have an accident. And I usually cover it with something like this. And one of my goals for this year is to learn how to do the bigger quilts instead of laying them out on the floor, is to clip this on and make the quilt sandwich up here. Those are one of my big goals. But I really like this. The table looks really nice. It's very useful. And if you can see the open space right here that I have, so if I want to open this up and use it as a desk, let's say I want to embroider or write something, just a regular desk, and keep it open, I can sit very comfortably. I have a higher chair that's used usually upstairs. And just to remind you, when I'm sitting on this chair, I put my feet on one of these bars, or I get one of my boxes, and I put my, usually I get the box also, and I use them both. And I put my feet on it. And why is that important? Because I don't dangle my feet. I don't want to damage my back. Don't want to hurt the circulation. I always remind people of things like that. So this is the table when it's open. I think it looks really nice. And the rounded edges really make a difference. If it's open like this, all these rounded edges means that I'm not going to catch anything on it. I'm not going to walk into it. I'm not going to get it all bruised up or by swiping it. Those are really big deals. So I'm very happy with it. It's like I said, it's one of the few things that I didn't hack for my studio. And I think that's about it. I will leave a link to the web page for Tailor-made and of course from there you could find where it's sold, or go into any sewing machine store and you can see them and try it out. I'm very happy with the purchase, and I thought of all the ready-made cutting tables, this is probably the best priced, and I really like it. It held up all the way to all of my expectations. So if you like what you see, please share it, talk about it, like it, and that's about it. Saying goodbye, and see you next time.